CRTs had better color production, especially in black levels. You could actually get black on a CRT, whereas on most flat panels for the longest time, that black was really washed out. A lot of the colors in general were just all washed out. Modern LEDs are better than this. Modern LED screens are better, not as bad. And especially if you shell out good money for OLEDs, they're getting really close, but CRTs are technically better. But OLEDs are close enough that most people won't even be able to tell the difference side by side. But CRTs are good color production and cheaper, so they still have an advantage there. Really, the only disadvantage they have is that they're not made anymore, and finding a quality one can be hard. And they're kind of big, and those are understandable variants. If you don't like that, don't like CRTs because of that, that's fine, but like CRTs,
the other way around, my
panel still.
And
what?
I'll always prefer flat.
And that's fine.
Widescreen can greatly improve just like every aspect.
Screen CRTs, that's the thing, you know, right?
Yes, and you can combine jelly with cheese. I don't know why you would, but you can.
Okay. I can tell you why you'd want a widescreen CRT. Because you want widescreen. Like, it's literally just a different display technology. There's nothing inherent to CRTs that require them to be 4:3. Oh, and another advantage CRTs have, which comes in helpful, that comes in handy particularly for PC monitors, they don't have a quote-unquote native resolution. The hardware around it may only be equipped to handle certain resolutions, but they aren't made to. They're not fixed to a specific resolution. You can make a CRT that can handle many resolutions, you know, and display them all perfectly. Flat panels, as they are now, have a native resolution. If you're not at that native resolution, it has to upscale or downscale it to it, and you get some degradation in image quality because of that. If you have like a PC CRT monitor, you could go play one game at like, you know, 1280 by 1024, you know, high resolution, but maybe only have it at like 60 hertz. But then go play a different game and you can have it at like 640 by 480, and have a higher refresh rate, like 120 or higher. And like you wouldn't get any reduction in image quality. It would still look, you know, completely sharp and beautiful. So you're not fixed to any resolution. You can choose as you please, which helps for PC games, because if you don't have the strongest graphics card, you could just lower the resolution, and you wouldn't make it look like complete shit for even a single step down below native, which was pretty cool for people back in the day, I'd imagine, but doesn't really apply anymore because people are using flat panels and stuff. You drop resolution, you tend to come with huge quality hits because of it. Sure, Cube's now not listening, but that's what I get for ranting. Also, Cube has like fucking no attention span. But also, I should stop ranting, but fuck it.
Fan of 2-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Closer to a goldfish, but you know.
Also, if it wasn't obvious, I really like CRTs. I would use more CRTs more often for more things if CRTs weren't expensive to get for really good ones, but...
Well, I mean, are there CRTs with HDMI? I don't think there are.
Because HDMI came about later, like... I'd have to wager it's like a 2003 thing is when it came out. Let me look it up, HDMI. But, you know...
Oh my god.
HDMI Wikipedia, let's see. Loading. Sidebar's not telling me when it became a thing. HDMI was designed December 2002, 18 years ago. Or 19, this page hasn't updated. Yeah.
CRTs still existed and were produced back then.
CRTs were produced up through like 2008, maybe a bit into 2009. It was like late 2000s when CRT production, started plummeting, really. But no, you're probably not going to find many CRTs with HDMI. But, CRTs are inherently analog kind of display. HDMI is inherently digital, so HDMI, first of all, will only add lag because you'll have to convert it, but because so many things are HDMI now, that's, not entirely avoidable.
Smash Bros. Online is so bad. I'm just saying, I already know.
Yeah. It's not going to be anywhere near as bad as what internet lag can add for you, though. But you can still find CRTs that do higher resolutions and find a way to
hard. Okay.
Like, for example, again, if you find a PC CRT, they're going to be VGA. That supports higher resolutions, and so does HDMI. You'll just need an active converter that transcodes the digital RGB in the HDMI to an analog RGB to go down the VGA to your monitor, which is lag, just a small imperceptible amount. But yeah, you could absolutely use a CRT on your computer or your console or whatever. Finding a widescreen one will be kind of hard though, so you'll probably only be like, if you find something like what I've got, you would have to be using like 720p. I think you can do 1080p, but anyway, you'll have black bars at the top and bottom. Or you might have to use your picture address to, correct your aspect ratio.
I've never done that. It's just stuff that automatically.
It's an analog display. It's not going to be automatically correct. Like they have a thing called geometry, and there's just a kind of a generic catch-all term for how the gun shoots at the screen, and how that can have imperfections to how the image looks. The classic example of this is old aging TVs. As the capacitors start to get weaker and closer to needing replacement, around the edges of the screen, you'll get like stretching and